talk show hosts, writers, that we are the pamphleteers of the revolution, still alive and
The last
well.
of them, yeah. And you got to admit, I don't know how long you've been at this, but I suspect if we did an interview 20 years ago, that you've been at it a while. The Tea Parties are a good indicator. But my presentation at the Tea Party was one of, thank you for being here, thank you for showing some spirit and some piss and vinegar, but shame on all of you who just started. I mean, I'm clenching my hands together as I see it, because I walked from the side of that stage, and I'll tell you, you could have heard a pin drop. I said, if this is the beginning of your activism, I would like to thank you for rolling out the red carpet to the communists and the terrorists and the socialists who are now amongst us. Because it is the lack of activism, the lack of appreciating and revering and utilizing and implementing the freedom of self-government that opened the doors and rolled out the red carpet to the evil amongst us. So shame on you for your tardiness, but now let's get past that and let's take this Tea Party activism. That's what we the people are designed to do, be activists, and to bombard, inundate, tsunami our elected officials with the will of our families, with the principles of our positive existence, so that positive people determine policies that will either punish or inspire the non-positive people to get positive. And again, it's literally a line drawn in the sand between parasites and producers. And it really is that simple. Everybody, not everybody, but the left accuses me always of making it, you know, sound too simple and it's too simplistic, and I'm a simpleton. And I go, no, you either, or I said it yesterday in the Arizona Republic, I go, I'm a member of the Alarm Clock Society. We actually set them before we go to bed because we are driven to get up early and be productive. We're ashamed of ourselves for calling in a sick day. There's still a bunch of us that would be ashamed of lying because we have an allotment of sick days. There's still a huge army of us out there. I give you electricity. I give you water and mobility. I give you technology. We, in the productive column, continue to fuel quality of life, even for those parasites who refuse to set their alarm clock. So I'm not afraid of the so-called fairness doctrine, just like I'm not afraid of the so-called assault weapons ban. And I'm not afraid of Obama's 100% history of voting to ban citizen access to weaponry. Mm-hmm. That's what his history is, 100% anti-freedom, 100% gun-free zone, guaranteed evil slaughter playground. In every instance, what Obama and all of his administration have voted for are the gun-free zones where historically and inescapably, irrefutably, the most innocent lives were lost. Well, now that you discover that a gun-free zone produces the most innocent lives lost, how in God's name do you stand up straight and go, what we need is more of those? Mm-hmm. No, we need more gun-free zones because it is where the most innocent lives are lost. And somehow, I like that. That's what they're saying. So I'm not afraid of them. I'm afraid of we the people who sit around picking their nose and don't remind them that gun-free zones are the devil's playground, and don't remind them that the fairness doctrine is a gag order on freedom of speech. I refuse to let the Obamas of the world, and he's been showing some rather about-facedom lately, hopefully driven by pragmatism and logic versus just political expediency. But being that as it may, the results are, I hate to use the word refreshing, but somewhat hopeful for me, that he knows that the assault weapons ban is political suicide for him. And even though Holder and Pelosi and them have made it clear that they're not ready to try to ban assault weapons just yet.
Yeah.
Just yet. We're going to wait till maybe we can orchestrate or maybe even encourage a real tragedy to play upon the emotions and fears of an otherwise sheep-like society. So no, I'm not. First of all, I'm not afraid of anything. If I'm at the Alamo and I see herds of Santa Anna's men coming, I just load old Betsy and start blasting. That's what I do, and I see this activism growing across the country. I think the Tea Parties were a good opening volley. I'm encouraged. I think the prognosis is far improved over the first time we met 20-some years ago, in that enough, it certainly should be about enough already, and more people are waking up. And I'm encouraged. I'm not gleeful, because activism isn't anywhere near what it should be. And that's why the National Rifle Association is so important, because if there is any indicator of what activism truly can accomplish, it is the NRA. In a world of political correctness and anti-constitutional outrage, there is one way of life that is maybe at an all-time high: gun ownership. Not just in numbers, but in actual practice. I mean, there are more concealed weapons permits on the streets of this country than ever in the recorded history of this country.
Not mine.
This is a beautiful thing. And in those areas where there are more concealed weapons permit, assault of crime doesn't just go down, it vanishes. I mean, there's numerous studies that show that prior to concealed weapons permits being implemented in a certain jurisdiction, there was rape and home invasions and some carjackings, and all of a sudden it's promoted in the media that more and more people are getting concealed weapons permits. Rape doesn't go down, it goes away. I'm a big fan of rape going away. And if this is the ingredients by which we can get rape to go away, I would say we should expand upon that. Not to be confused with the Obama, Kennedy, Schumer idiots that gun-free zones are the areas of the most innocent lives lost, and we need to improve, we need to increase that. That is phenomenally anti-human.